All right. I put random projects because I'm always jumping between projects. So you recognize this? This is the restaurant, Armenian restaurant in Hesperia. And I'm just putting together their front counter. This was going to be their swing gate, 3 foot. This is not a full height wall, but this is that's the pattern for. Let me use this one if we want to draw a line with. Let me use earth because that's the only other pattern that really shows up. But I want to put a pattern to this because, uh-oh. Wait a second. That's not what I wanted. Let's cancel out of that. All right. Drawing this pony wall, which, nope, start here and here and then here, there, there, here, one more, double click it. All right, so that is now a different pattern to show a pony wall, which is about, I had the video up a while ago. I have it up right now, but it's maybe 3 feet high. Okay, now we want to put the POS system. POS, that's going to go about here. I think he said I wanted to go there. Need to shrink my POS system down because they're just not that big. Okay, now with that, we need to make sure that we've got, this is a 24-inch. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw a 24 by 36, 36, 24. Get rid of the pattern. It's not a pony wall. And maybe what we want to do is snap that to there. That way, this can be 34-inch high counter, 34-inch high counter. Why is it 34 inches? Pop quiz. We're going to dimension that because we want to show. One second. This client is actually calling right now. Mr. John, how are you?
Good, how that good.
Okay. What's going on?
My text message of the PDF file.
Oh, yes, the articles. That's perfect.
Yeah, so it's a corporation and it's the same, pretty much the same Monty RP exclusively.
That's perfection. Yeah. I just want to put that on the plans. That way, when we go to health, they know how to put the license under.
Yeah, no worries. And then what else did I have to ask you? Did you ever talk Nick about that thing? Um that I was telling you about, like the 6-inch gap or whatever it was?
Yes, Vince. I talked to him, and it was what I thought. He just was just making sure we knew that the equipment had to be 6 inches, inside the hood on all sides. But we
Okay.
are going to have that, wall in between them, which because it's naturally there. But yeah, that's all I was talking about. So it doesn't necessarily need 6 inches at the end or whatever.
Okay, cool. And then what else did I have a question for you? Um, do you have a rough like time frame when we would be ready to submit?
Uh, I can give a rough time frame of, I'd say by middle of this week, I should have uh, the the plans kind of ready for your review,
Okay.
and then you can look at them, see if you notice anything you don't like or whatever. So basically, it's going to take us, let's just say, a week from now of a back and forth to make sure, okay, that's what we want to submit, then we'll be ready to submit.
Okay. Because my only thing is I kind of want to use the plant, talk to a couple contractors that are going to build the wall and stuff,
Sure.
kind of get a pricing and give a go on someone. So
Well,
we're like,
I can have a floor plan because I'm working on a floor plan right now, and so I could have a floor plan ready maybe by the end of today. But this is just a floor plan. It won't be the plumbing and all that stuff because you don't need those yet. But yeah, if you want to be able to show people at least the floor plan page to get bids.
thing is, there ain't really, I don't even think we're going to do plumbing.
No, 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 you're correct. I'm just thinking like for my health plans, they usually ask for like hot water, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as floor showing the hood and the wall and stuff, no, I can probably have that done before the end of the day.
Yeah, if you have it done, send it over so I can kind of like look over it and
Exactly. Yeah.
talk
Y-
to a couple people.
Yeah, give me a couple hours to kind of finalize some things, and yeah, I'll reach out. 'Cause I have your email, don't I? Already?
You should. It's I mean,
Yeah, because I sent you the proposal, I think.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
a month,
Okay.
760.
Yeah, I'll get you. Like I said, I'll get you one in a couple hours probably.
Cool. Thank you, Ted.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. Talk to you soon.
Sorry.
Bye. All right. Yeah, I'll let you listen to that because that's the client that we're working with right now. And of course, everybody wants everything fast, which is fine. It's been a week since he hired us. Um, so this is disabled access. You need 3 feet at 34 inches for a wheelchair to roll up and pay. And then the rest of this is just for pickup. And then the 3 foot opening for employees. And then they go through this 3 foot four opening back to the kitchen. So we're going to. I really don't think he's going to need this prep sink. So we're going to get rid of this. So we already talked about it. So we're going to get rid of that, get rid of this, move this prep table over because he's not going to want it underneath the hood. Let's get rid of this stuff. And then I'm just going to call these worktop refrigerators. Worktop refrigerator. Worktop refrigerator. Yeah, and I might jump to charcuterie when I'm finished with this, and so you can follow me over there. Um, I need a square footage. Do you remember how to do square footages? You go to this yellow thing, and we just really just go, to the interior corners. As you can see, my little clicker isn't being exact. Doesn't need to be exact. It's just giving me a general idea. Then Alt C to close it. And we're looking at 1229. So I'm going to say 1230 square foot restaurant. So 1230 scope of work. Adding 7 foot UL hood. And, no, not and. Non non-bearing partition wall to existing 1,230 square foot restaurant. Now, right click, hit properties, because in these things we don't want the text centered, we want it left justified, and that makes it look a lot better. So scope of work, and 7-foot UL hood, non-bearing partition wall, and it should say and if that's all we're adding. Non-bearing partition wall, so there will be an and front service counter, and 2 existing. Okay. And they might say, well, what's the square footage of your work? So a 7-foot hood, what's that? 7 times 4, 28 square feet. And then, is this okay? And then, we can say 40 square foot of partition wall. Adding 28 square foot, 7-foot UL hood. Then let's do this. Let's go. That's 21 feet. And then 10. So 31 feet of non 31 feet. 31 feet of non-bearing partition wall and 15 feet, 15-foot front service counter. Yeah, we'll say it's 15 feet. But that gives a good scope of work. Adding 28 square foot, 7-foot UL hood, 31 feet of non-bearing partition wall, and 15-foot front service counter to existing restaurant. Boom. That's your scope of work. All right. Now we're gonna look at what he sent. Yeah, so it really is just the let's do this. It's just adding the word incorporated. So let's take out his name. Ink. Okay, so that's really a finished plan. So now what I want to do, since this is really for him, he wants to know distances. 7.5. 14.6. We're add these dimensions in that do not need to be on the plan. They're simply for his reference. And since we can do so now he has an idea of how big the service counter is supposed to be. 3 feet 34 inches high. Partition wall, partition wall, partition wall. And then that's 11 inches in. Got today's date on it. Save that. Let's print a PDF. One thing I noticed is I don't have some of the dimensions of the partition wall. Okay, so now let's close this out. This happens so much that you print a PDF, then you realize, oh, you want to add something, and you want to add something, you want to add something. Happens all the time. Okay. Now, John. So I'm going to check Hesperia. There it is, Mantis 760. This is where we sent the proposal to. Just sent you the very basic proposed floor plan with extra dimensions that should help you get bids. See, I should technically also have a dimension from here to the wall. And from this side of the counter to this wall. From this wall to this counter. I mean, there's so many dimensions you can add just to make sure people know what they're doing. Let's hit save there. I have to make it mechanical for this. That's what I should really do next. Let's do the mechanical because I have yet to show you all how to do mechanical. It's 11:40 already. Not that I'm hungry for lunch. Most days I go beyond 11 or 12 for lunch. All right, I think I'll end this one for now. We're at 21 minutes. I'm going to do a few things